The Last Day of the Internet, Part 1. Morning in the city was starting, but not as usual. Alex woke up to the alarm clock and automatically reached for his phone. On the screen was only a black panel with the words, "No connection." His heart skipped a beat. What happened, he thought. Usually the first thing he did in the morning was check emails, news, social media. Now, nothing. Stepping out onto the street, Alex immediately noticed a strange atmosphere. People stood looking at their phones or whispering to each other. The city, which always moved to the rhythm of digital messages, now seemed frozen in an unknown state. He saw drivers stopping, not understanding how to proceed, and somewhere at an intersection, a small group of people nervously looked for Wi-Fi. At the same time, Lilia, a young designer, woke up in her apartment and opened her laptop to check emails. The screen remained black. At first, she felt panic and then a strange relief. Finally, people were forced to interact in the real world, not through screens. She decided to take a walk through the city, hoping to understand what was happening. Their paths crossed on a narrow street when Alex almost collided with Lilia. Both jumped back. "Excuse me," Alex said. "It's okay," Lilia replied. "You can't connect to the internet either." Their eyes met. The feeling of familiar closeness that often appears instantly between two people arose immediately. Alex suggested going together to a small cafe on the corner where a barista was still working. "Maybe we can at least have some coffee," he suggested. "Okay," Lilia smiled. At the table, they began talking about everyday things. Books they had read, childhood memories, the weather. With each word, they learned more about each other, and Alex noticed he felt calm next to Lilia. She, in turn, felt she could be herself without screens and digital masks. Gradually, they decided to help the city adapt to the chaos. Transport slowed down, stores closed, and ATMs stopped working. Alex and Lilia together searched for groceries, bypassed traffic jams, and organized people in lines. "It's strange how this chaos is bringing us closer," Lilia said, as they helped an elderly woman find her way home. "Yes," Alex replied. "Perhaps it's moments like these that show that real interaction is more important than any screens." Evening fell on the bridge, where the river reflected the orange light of the sunset. They stood side by side and felt their hearts beating in unison. "I never thought the absence of the internet could be so interesting," Lilia said. "Me neither," Alex said, "and I'm glad I met you today." This ends part 1, which introduces the characters and the beginning of the adventure. The Last Day of the Internet, part 2. The next morning, the city woke up to even more confusion. After the initial shock, people began trying to solve problems on their own. Drivers controlled intersections themselves. Stores sold goods by lists, and passersby joined forces to get what they needed. Alex and Lilia decided to go out again, together. Their first shared route passed through the old part of the city, where narrow streets were blocked by traffic jams, and small shops still accepted cash. They overcame obstacles together, carrying packages, helping the elderly, sharing water and food. "Look at all these people," Alex said, noticing a group of young people helping unload food trucks. "They organize themselves without the internet. It's amazing." Yes, and yet they're smiling, even laughing. It's like another world. During their walk, they came across 2 children who got lost among the chaotic flow of cars. Alex quickly ran over and took their hands while Lilia helped guide them through the streets. They carefully led the children back to their parents. "Thank you," the children's mother exclaimed, hugging them. "Be careful," Alex smiled. This small adventure brought them even closer. They felt they could rely on each other in any situation. Then they decided to go through the park, which was usually crowded and full of people on their phones, but was now empty. Here, Alex suggested a small game. They had to find a stranger who needed help and do something good for them. Lilia happily agreed. Their first task was to help a man who was trying to open his car door, but the lock had frozen. Alex pulled out a small tool from the bag he had accidentally brought with him and together with Lilia, they helped the man open the door. "You saved my day," the man smiled. "Glad to help," Lilia replied. These joint actions created an invisible bond between Alex and Lilia. They laughed at small difficulties, discussed past adventures, and gradually shared personal stories with each other. "You know," Lilia said as they sat on a bench in the park, "I never thought I could trust someone so quickly whom I just met." "Me neither," Alex replied, feeling his heart race slightly. "Perhaps it's chaos that shows who people really are." Their conversation turned into quiet laughter and barely noticeable glances that lingered on each other's faces. Lilia felt warmth spreading through her chest, and Alex noticed he wanted to lean closer. After the park, they ended up on the river embankment, where the bright evening light reflected on the water. Here they met a group of people trying to rescue a cat stuck in a tree. Alex and Lilia helped get it down, and at the moment the little furry creature landed on the ground, Alex accidentally touched Lilia's hand. "Sorry," he said, slightly rushing. "It's okay," she replied, also smiling. This touch became a symbol for them that they were not just two strangers, but a team supporting each other in any adventure. The evening ended with a quiet walk across the bridge. They stood side by side watching the river, feeling a silence that spoke louder than words. "I think we did a lot of good today," Lilia said. "And I realized that I want to do it together with you many more times," Alex replied. Their closeness became tangible, but they had not yet confessed their feelings. Only silent glances, light touches, shared smiles spoke louder than any words. The last day of the internet, part 3. The next day, the city plunged into complete chaos. Trains stopped, the transport system was paralyzed, and stores could not accept online payments. People panicked, and even ordinary daily actions turned into real challenges. Alex and Lilia decided to spend the day together, feeling that only together could they survive in this unknown reality. Their goal was simple: find a pharmacy and buy medicine for an elderly woman they helped yesterday. However, their first serious obstacle appeared: the bridge over the river where a truck had crashed. The road was blocked, and water from a leak began flooding part of the sidewalk. "We can't just go around this," Lilia said, looking at the strong current of water. "We'll have to act carefully," Alex replied, and together they found a narrow path along the bank. Walking along the path, they encountered a man with a bicycle who was trying to save his belongings from being washed away by the water. Alex and Lilia helped him carry the load, balancing on slippery stones at the same time. Lilia's heart raced not only because of the danger, but also because of Alex's closeness. His hand touched her shoulder, helping her maintain balance. "Thank you," the man whispered. "You're real angels today." They moved further and came across a group of people trying to pull a car out of a ditch. Alex suggested a plan. He and Lilia would help push the car, while others held it from the front. Working together brought them even closer. Laughter, unexpected touches, brief hugs as they ran through puddles and mud. "Honestly, I never thought I'd survive something like this," Lilia laughed, wiping her hands. "Me neither, but with you it feels somehow easier," Alex replied, feeling a warm, trembling emotion in his heart. Further adventures became even more unexpected. In a narrow alley, they noticed a small boy lost and crying among the crowd. Alex carefully lifted him while Lilia calmed the tiny stranger, feeling tenderness immediately spread through her chest. After all the adventures, they finally reached the pharmacy. There, they helped organize the line for other people, distributed medicine and water, and felt proud that they could make the day better for many. As evening descended on the city, Alex and Lilia decided to walk to the bridge over the river. Here, they finally allowed themselves to be honest about their feelings. Alex took Lilia's hand, and she did not pull away. "I don't want this day to end," Alex whispered. "Me neither," Lilia replied, feeling her heart race. Their eyes met, and in this silence, everything was said. Fears, experiences, joy, and the fragile love that was just beginning to bloom. They stood on the bridge, feeling each other, realizing that after all the adventures, their connection could no longer be broken.